What's up there, guys? It's Mac. Hope you guys are well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate that. This is really a video about the Microsoft Xbox E3 2017 conference. This is really my thoughts about it and my sort of what I thought about the actual announcements and the unveiling of the new console and stuff that happened on obviously the E3 stage for Microsoft. Phil Spencer, always a G, comes out with his standard jacket, like chilled out casual clothes. He has a controller type controller on that says Player One, and he's just literally just being just casual, just chilling, and he's giving us really good stuff. His announcements was awesome. I love the way he does his presentations on stage, and I think he had a lot of energy as well, and the crowd reaction was really good. Now the main big thing about this year's E3 for Microsoft was obviously the announcement of the Project Scorpio, the unveiling of it, and it turns out to be that the new name for it is Microsoft Xbox One X, not an S but an X. I know it's a bit of a play on words. They are sort of using the S style name convention, basically, to naming convention to incorporate the new Scorpio convention. But I think, the Scorpio would have been a way cooler name, but it was just a project name anyway at the end of the day, so they had to give it a full-on name. But this console is a beast. When I saw it, I was so excited. This was something else. I'm telling you, it's got 6 teraflops, obviously, as we all know. We knew about all the specs prior to it. Digital Foundry had done their investigation and everything, and they saw inside it prior to the conference. But to actually physically see it, it's a black color. It looks very similar to the Xbox One S, but it's actually smaller. So it's more powerful and it's smaller. Yeah, get that right, guys. It's smaller. I can't believe it. The exact inputs at the back are exactly the same as the Xbox One S. They kept saying that they want to keep it the same so that everyone has a familiarity with it. So you know exactly where the connections are, because it's really same to basic Xbox One S. That also means that you can use the Connect using the adapter, same as the one they use for the Xbox One S to use on the Xbox One X. The price for it, get this out, guys. So in the US it is $499, and in the UK it's £449. And I think that is a really good price point. They didn't go above the 500 mark, which is what I was dreading, and they didn't do that. Really happy about that, and I think they gave a really good competitive price point, because it's just about $100 more expensive than the PS4 Pro, but they kept it within that framework, and they obviously delivered a lot more. They got the Ultra 4K DVD drive. That's only about the only thing that they kept from the Xbox One S. Everything else is different. They got like a new hyperventing cooling system, where they take the air from the sides and then pushes it out from the back. So that's why you don't have the dots on the top no more. There's no more air vents at the top. So it's literally pulling it in from the sides and then pushing out from the back. That's how they do the new air vent system. It just looks really cool. I'm really excited for the game that will be coming out for it. It looks freaking amazing. Yeah, let's talk about the games, by the way. There was no Gears of War 5 announcement, and there wasn't no Halo 6. They actually said that they're not going to probably talk about Halo prior to the E3 as well, and I think it's a good thing. And a lot of people are saying that we need the first party titles and all that stuff, but think about it. How many more times are they going to be shoving us Gears of War and Halo? We've had so much of them in recent times. They've obviously done their trilogy and then some, and then they've gone beyond that. And I think it's time that they gave it a bit of a break from that, focus on some other IPs that you can bring over, some other first party ones that you can sort of become a main Microsoft thing, obviously, like Rare, and obviously things like Minecraft is one of their IPs that they hold now, but they can bring a lot more. And I think Gears of War and Halo should stay in the background for now, because think about it, every console, when it comes towards the first couple of years, It's always at the teething period. After that, they then get into the stride of the games and they look amazing. So think about the new Halo and the new Gears of War coming out in true 4K. That's going to be amazing. Just think about that and don't worry too much about them, because they did say that it's there, it's in the background, it's going to happen. They just didn't mention it directly. But Phil Spencer did some interviews and he did mention that, don't trust me, that is our fan favorite and it's their main IP, and they will be working on it. Obviously they will look after those franchise. So what else do they have? Forza 7, it's a racing game, looks really realistic in 4K, 60 frames per second. I'm not a really big fan of realistic racing games. You know, I prefer my Mario Karts and, you know, cars with like turbo boost, a bit like a Blur and stuff like that. So this is more like a realistic racing game. Obviously a lot of people love that game, and it's a good one to look at for. Metro looked really cool. Also had Assassin's Creed Origins, not really too bothered about that. It's set in Egypt. Everyone sort of knew about Assassin's Creed coming out. It's been leaked previously. But anyway, it is there. It's a third-party game as well. So, you know, if you guys like that, go for it. What I found was that they were showing a lot of indie titles, Microsoft. And I think for a really powerful console, especially obviously the same par as trying to be with the, like, completely different from Nintendo's Power Rangers, and they try to be more on competing with PlayStation. I think the indie titles look more better for a portable console and a more of a Nintendo type console. I think they are sort of trying to hit that indie title area and trying to be the best at it, Nintendo, with the Switch and stuff. And Microsoft, they just seem to be seeing that and they're thinking, you know what, we can get a piece of this as well. And they started to introduce a lot more indie titles. I know they've been around in the past, but they shoved a lot of indie titles, a lot of these animation, cartoon style, a bit like animation films that you see, that type of graphics. This is Xbox, guys, and you just announced Xbox One X. Give me realistic games, give me lots of those realistic games, and, you know, don't focus too much on indie titles. Come on, guys, we don't really want to see all the indie titles. I know some of you guys might want to, but that's a lot of it was indie titles, and I was like, why, guys? I'm not going to be taking this on the go. It's an Xbox One. It's huge. You know, why would I be? I won't be carrying it anywhere. How often do I get a chance to play it on a TV? As much as I would if it was a portable console, not so much. So those games are more suited for those. If I'm going to be sitting on the couch, I want to play AAA games. I want to play really powerful games. I want to play games that, like, you know, Halo and Gears of War and powerful games like that. So, you know, they're the type of games that we want to see, more AAA games. So, you know, Microsoft should be really focusing more on that, I think. So they talked about Dragon Ball Z, the new fighting game. It looks decent. I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, but they obviously have that fighting mechanic that caught my interest. It looked a bit like, you know, Street Fighter. Like, what else did they have? Super Lucky Tale. That was a really good platformer. It reminded me a bit of Conker's Bad Fur Day, the way the character was designed, but a really good platformer. I'm always after good platformer games, and I absolutely love those type of games. And it's quite rare that you see those as well, so it was really nice to see that. So what's it? So Super Lucky Tale, keep an eye out for that one. Cuphead. It's that old cartoony style in the background, and you're sort of interacting with it. It looks really cool. They've got a release date for that as well. That's September 2017 now, so it's really cool to get that announcement. What else did we have? Yeah, they talked a lot about Minecraft. That's coming in 4K now. Yes, Minecraft, guys, you know, it's a popular game. You can't deny it. Not really my thing. Yeah, and obviously one of the really big announcements they chucked right at the end was the fact that Xbox One now has backwards compatibility with the original OG Xbox, guys. That's right, you heard me. OG Xbox. I mean, that was a big bombshell, the way they dropped that. It's been talked about in the past. A lot of people have asked the question and, you know, reasons why they're not doing it. And they've always said that the team that were behind it are actually focusing more on Xbox 360 backwards compatibility for the Xbox One. But now I think they kept that under wraps purely for the E3 announcement, and then they announced it, the fact that they are going to be doing that, and it's going to be coming holiday 2017. So that's something else to look forward to. And they showed us a really cool game from the original Xbox. I think it was called over here. Yeah, so Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge. That game is now coming to the original, from the original Xbox to the Xbox One as backwards compatibility. That's the first game they announced. Apparently it's a really popular game. I still haven't played it yet, so this will be a really good chance to actually play it in on the new Xbox One X. Now, what I really like about the Xbox One X is that they are actually going to be upscaling everything. A lot of things will be upscaled to 4K. A lot of the old stuff will be upscaled to HD graphics to make it look a lot more better and run more smoother, basically. And this is just by default. It's not going to be something that you need to download a patch to, like on the PS4 Pro. It's already something that's already built into the console and by default from the ground up. And obviously, any new games that will be coming, they will be trying to introduce 4K natively because it is powerful enough to run it, and there's no reason why they can't have it. Obviously it's down to third parties to see if they can incorporate that properly, but definitely for Microsoft's first parties, they said that they will be doing that, and there will be a day one patch as well for Gears of War and Halo 5 to have this new patch so that they can be basically running to 4K upscaled as well. But a lot of these new games that will be coming out are going to be running in 4K natively with 60 frames per second, and none of this checkerboarding upscaling thing that PS4 was doing. But they also mentioned that they've got this new technology that basically makes standard games in high definition look even better in 1080p. So if you've got a regular TV and you haven't upgraded to a 4K TV yet, you can experience really good and better screen graphics and obviously frames when it comes to and the actual gameplay for old games as well, so Xbox 360 and obviously the original Xbox games. So that's something also to really look forward to. You know, it's all looking really cool for the Xbox One X. As you can see, I got my 4K TV behind me now. It's a brand new TV that I recently bought. I'm prepared for the Xbox One X. I'm getting really prepared for the Xbox One X. Can't wait for that to get released. It's released on the 7th. It's releasing on the 7th of November 2017, so a lot of things are happening this year. You know, you can look forward to the Xbox One X, the new console release. You got a lot of games coming out this year as well. So a lot of things that are happening right now, and you got the Xbox original backwards compatibility coming this Christmas as well. So a lot of things to look forward to. I think Microsoft unveiling a new console as well really pushed the bar to a new level, and I'm ready for 4K gaming now, so I can't wait for that to come. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the E3 Microsoft Xbox 2017 conference. Let me know if you guys have any questions and what you guys thought was like the best part or your highlight for the Microsoft conference for E3 2017. Leave them in the comments section below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Next time, take care guys. This is Mac. Peace out.